Ladies of Reddit, what is the biggest misconception about your bodies that all men should know? Trim and file your nails. Your dick might not feel it when you jerk off, but our clit and vag are WTF. Does he have a rusty knife on him? We know, and it kills whatever you were trying to accomplish. This is not about the body, but my partner thought the wings of the pad stuck to the legs rather than the underwear. If a vagina was gonna get stretched out from 100 guys, it would have happened when you bang someone 100 times. It doesn't happen. I'm an electrician, surrounded by men all day. One of them legitimately thought we peed out of our clitoris. He's in his 30s, married, and has kids. I swear I wish I was making this up, but I had one guy ask me if it's true that our vagina closes when we get to our menopausal age. Like if the hole ceases to be there. No sir, it doesn't. Edit, typo. Also, thank you for the awards, kind strangers. Haha. When they tell you don't stop, don't stop. Keep going the same way, don't change it up, don't add anything to it or take away from whatever you're doing. They like it and are probably gonna come from whatever you are doing. PMDD is not bad PMS. It's debilitating. Edit, I love the response to this. Hugs, sisters and supporters. The r/PMDD is a font of knowledge. This is the link to the sub-wiki. Pregnancy really fucks a body up. There's still a lot of stigma about talking about it, but it's not just getting big and then popping out a baby. Your ABS can separate, your vagina can tear. Most care kits for new moms involves a lot of numbing spray for her body that is ripped apart. If your wife has recently given birth, she's going to need you to be a superstar of support. Tuning out and letting her take the lead because you can't breastfeed is about the worst thing you can do for your marriage. Just how much different types of birth control affect our bodies, physically and mentally. Edit, reading these responses has me in tears. I can't believe the vast array of terrible experiences we've all had. Thank you all for sharing. I know when I was going through it I thought I was crazy due to my doctors downplaying my feelings and symptoms. Hopefully if anyone else is feeling that way they can come here and find comfort knowing they aren't alone. Stretch marks are the most normal things in the world. Treat them accordingly. An ex-friend of mine's old boyfriend got her naked and saw them and asked her, horrified, how she got hurt. Edit, of course men can get them too. Any single person who has a growth spurt anywhere can. I've just only seen confusion/assumptions about it more often on the male part rather than knowledge. Not every position works for every body. For example, I have a tilted uterus, I'm most comfy in doggy. The clitoris is not like a scratch card. I won't come when you try to rub it off. Having a period doesn't make a child a grown woman. Labia minora * shape and size don't determine tightness. If her vagina smells like flour, she probably has or will get infections from washing it with soap. Periods don't just cause belly cramps, it spreads to our back, kidney, sometimes arms and legs. We have huge headaches, we get dizzy, sometimes throw up, faint, get insomnia or hypersomnia, can't eat anything or are always hungry. Also, don't expect the boobs to be perfectly round. And if they're really big, they're probably hanging like grandma tits. It's normal, gravity affect them too. Who's a celebrity no one can hate? Steve Buscemi. I've only ever heard good things about Hugh Laurie. Brendan Fraser, dude went through hell both physically and emotionally from back injuries and being sexually violated, and is finally coming back to Hollywood. Dude is as friendly and humble as he ever was and I wish him the best. Additionally, Rick Moranis, who was once a big name as the nerdy guy everyone loved, even sexiest man alive Ryan Reynolds, dude gave it all up to raise his kids after his wife died. Julie Andrews. Christopher Lee. Fought in World War II, played Dracula, a wizard, a Sith Lord, and many other roles. He also was in a metal band. The late Sir Terry Pratchett. Amazing writer and generally an all-round nice guy but also not a pushover. John Candy. Edit, reading all these comments has warmed my heart. John was my very favorite actor. The warmth, love, and honesty he brought to all of his roles was second to none. If I die and go to heaven, it will be walking into a warm bar on a cold day and John turns to me with that big smile and offers me a beer and a seat next to him. Cheers. Alan Rickman, he made in a hole like Snape somewhat likable. But honestly, never heard anyone say anything bad about him. But I am young, in relative terms, to his career. Maggie Smith. Dame Judi Dench. I never see anyone talking any shit about her. She's renowned for her acting and her personality, all things considered. David Tennant is probably one of the sweetest human beings who have ever walked this earth. Edit, a typo. Rick Moranis. I mean, the guy literally gave up his acting career to be a full-time stay-at-home dad when his wife died. LeVar Burton. Great actor, host of a treasured children's show, and never involved in any kind of drama from what I can remember. Mr. Rogers. Dolly Parton. What do you think would be the worst death imaginable? The more I hear about cavers that get stuck, the more I think that's a shit way to go. Believed to be in a coma but coherent through the whole 20-year process until they pull the plug. For me, being trapped in a small tube or cave, like the ones you have to wiggle through, and getting stuck to where you can't move your arms. And all you can do is wait to die. I'm getting chills just thinking about it. Being slowly impaled by a growing bamboo. It was a form of torture probably used by the Japanese during WW II against Allied prisoners. Source: Rabies. Go into a coma in your late 20s and wake up at 90 years old before your death by natural causes. Some pulpy sci-fi book I read a while back had one of the best deaths of this real piece of shit bad guy. Left to die in a drowning sea lab under the Antarctic ice, he freezes himself in a state-of-the-art suspended animation pod with some kind cold fusion power source that would keep it running for millions of years. But he forgot to inject himself with the drug that would put him to sleep. So basically he is in suspended animation at the bottom of the Antarctic Ocean while his mind is perfectly awake and conscious in a near unbreakable machine that won't run out of power for millions of years and nobody knows about it. Definitely cartel type. Those guys know how to administer the most horrific types of torture. Those people that die getting stuck while exploring caves. Radiation poisoning. Eaten alive by ants. I want to believe anything that slowly kills you painfully to be the worst. Such as slowly being crushed or something where the pain is beyond compare and yet not enough to throw you into shock or unconsciousness. Being encased in a form-fitting mold that didn't allow you to move at all, and there is no light and no sound, but you have oxygen and nutrients. Do you just die in there of old age? I read some short story with this as a part of the plot on Reddit once. Seemed pretty horrible. Being on a ship that gets attacked, surviving the attack in an airtight room, and running out of oxygen 16 days later. This is exactly what happened to 3 sailors aboard USS West Virginia at Pearl Harbor. Burnt alive, skinned alive, starved to death, idk. Any slow painful death. Being crucified sucks a lot too.